Hey there, everybody. It's Tracy from teachmetracy.com. In today's video, we're going to be discussing boundaries, what they are, why they're important, and I'm going to give you 4 baby steps that you can do to set boundaries right away so that you can restore your sanity and reclaim some of your so that we can get the most out of everyday life. What image comes to your mind when you think about a boundary? What comes to my mind is a fence, right? That's a physical boundary. And boundaries keep us safe. Picture children playing inside a fence in a playground, right? Everybody knows they're not supposed to go outside of the fence because it might be dangerous outside. So having good boundaries just makes sense for a lot of reasons. Now let's get into why they're important. Well, one of the most important things that you can do for your own self-preservation is to set boundaries. Boundaries allow you the freedom to focus on what's the most important to you. Presumably, if you're a parent, the thing that you focus on the most is your family, particularly if you're a homeschooling family. Boundaries indicate to both your family and to others where your priorities lie. Generally, your priorities should be with yourself and with your family, and I'm talking specifically about those people who live in your house with you. In most cases, especially if your parents and your in-laws are living outside of your house, they can take care of themselves. This also includes siblings, aunts, uncles, the list goes on, right? They don't always need you. They might call you very often and say they need you, but it's probably because you've made yourself super accessible and they're just unmotivated to call someone else. So keep that in mind. Your parents and your in-laws have been taking care of themselves for many decades. So make sure that you start to, as we're going through this video, start to think of things that are really important to those people that are living with you. What do you guys want to focus on? What's important to everybody? Keep thinking about those things as we're going through this video because it will be very instrumental in helping you determine what boundaries you set. It is my opinion that women in general say yes to everything that everybody wants that surrounds them because they want to be perceived as being a nice person. And women are generally afraid that if we say no, that either there's going to be gossip about us or that people are just going to perceive that we're not a nice person. So we say yes to everything. Volunteer opportunities. We say yes to the in-laws. We say yes to our parents. We say yes to our siblings. We say yes to play dates we probably shouldn't do. We say yes to all kinds of things that we probably should not be saying yes to. So we just go along. And who suffers? Well, the first person that suffers is you, right? You cannot be everything to everyone, no matter how much you would like to be. Your focus should be your family. They need you, especially if you have children that are less than high school age. And if you're constantly pushing them off because you're working on other projects, or if you are staying up late to finish projects after they've gone to bed, honestly, you're robbing yourself of the sleep. And what happens the next day? You're cranky, overworked, tired, and then you don't feel like doing anything when your kids need you. So just do yourself a favor right now and get in the habit of saying no once in a while. When I'm deciding to take on extra projects or extra work, these are some of the things that I ask myself. I don't say yes immediately. I'll say, sounds interesting. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you. And then I ask myself these questions mentally. Do these people really matter to me? Is the project going to bring me joy? And is it something I'm going to be proud of? If any of those answers are no, then the project is a no. So you might want to keep that in the back of your mind. That's not one of the baby steps here, but I just wanted to let you know these are the steps that I go through. And then I discuss it with my husband. Very, very important. And the reason for that is because my husband relies on my support. And I don't mean just emotional support. He needs me at home to take away some of his burden. He is the one that's working in the household. So you need to be cognizant of that also when you're trying to make some of these decisions. Whatever extra project you take on, your spouse is going to have to pick up some of the slack, right? So you want to make sure you're not putting any undue pressure on your spouse because you don't want 2 parents overworked and stress, because then the equilibrium of the household is just thrown way off. Let's talk about 4 baby steps that you can do right now. These 4 baby steps will give you your time back, and they will also reduce your stress level, and they're super easy to implement. The first thing that I recommend that you do is to make a list of everything that you want to get accomplished during the day, and then time block your schedule accordingly. The second thing that I want you to do is I want you to set the do not disturb button on your phone so that you don't have any emails, any text messages, or any phone calls when you're focusing on your homeschool work. If you're someone who works from home at the same time you're trying to homeschool, I would recommend that you put an out of office email during those times. You don't have to say that you're homeschooling, but you can just say that you're unavailable, just in case you have some of those people that are trying to get a hold of you and they email you multiple times because you're not responding right away. You know how we get. If somebody's not responding, we want an answer right now. So you can do an out of office reply, just like you can do a do not disturb on your phone. And once you set it, you can forget it, then it rolls over to the next day. So you don't have to remember to do it each day. Baby step number 3. As soon as you set the do not disturb button and the out of office email, you're going to immediately want to email and text everyone that you know who bugs you during your homeschool day, and let them know, hey, from this time to this time, I'm going to be unavailable, so I'll catch up with you later. You can leave me a message or whatever. Otherwise, they might get worried. Do them the courtesy to let them know, hey, we're trying something new, we're setting some boundaries, we're not available from 10 to 1. That way they don't worry. Step number 4, please do not skip this step. I would encourage you to take inventory of every single person and what you're getting out of every relationship. Is it an equal balance? Is it a give and a take? Or is it you giving mostly and the other person maybe not giving as much back? And the reason I'm saying that is because you should have a frank conversation with these people and say, look, we're making some changes. This is what you can expect from our relationship going forward. I am no longer willing to do X, Y, and Z. And you know who those people are. Everyone has this friend that no matter what you're doing, if that friend thinks that you should drop everything and be accessible to them right away. These are the type of people, and it doesn't matter if they're related to you or they're not related to you. It requires frank conversations with these people as to what they can expect out of your relationship from here forward. It's okay to assert boundaries for yourself and especially for your children. One of the worst things that you want to happen is that your children see you becoming a doormat for someone, and they see you giving time and giving all these projects and being overworked and overwhelmed and saying yes to everyone else but them. It's very disappointing when kids feel like that they cannot count on you. So boundaries are very, very, very important when it comes to protecting your family and making them feel safe. Remember that visual I gave you earlier about the fence and the boundaries? Kids want to know that not only they have boundaries, but that there's a boundary and security around their family. If these people are not willing to support you and they're not willing to accept a relationship on the terms that you are defining, then you have to make a hard decision and you have to shed them from your life. Good luck with your boundary setting. I'm excited to hear how you've reclaimed your time and how much better you feel after reclaiming your time and setting boundaries. That's all I have for you this week. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.